All right, welcome back. So in the day one, we actually set up our Nextjs. So our front end part is set up. So we are ready for front end. So today, let's set up our back end. Okay. Now, there's something I want us to do. I want every day to actually be like a branch, like a Git branch on GitHub. So what I'm going to do first is I'll go to my folder, my this is opened already. Okay, so let me close all this, please. Let me close all this. So I am going to create another branch. So if you take a look, you will see that the branch here, this fintech app, the branch here is main. So the main branch is the main branch that we'll be working with. So every day we'll have a branch, every day we'll have a branch. So we'll be merging with the main branch. If you don't understand what I'm saying, that means you don't really understand Git and GitHub. That is why you would also need to buy that my full course on full stack web development. I taught everything there, one after the other. I broke everything down in simple concepts. Okay. So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new branch. I will say Git switch. There are different ways of creating branches, but I'm going to use the switch command so that I can create it and switch to it immediately. So I'm going to call it day one. All right, I'll call it day one, day hyphen one. I will hit enter. Now, my branch, if you take a look at here, you can see that the branch here is day one. So because of I'm using CMD, all right, you might not be seeing the current branch. That is why I like to use the Git bash. So I will come here. If you have if you have Git installed on your system, that means you should see this Git bash. So just come here. All right, you can see this drop down arrow. Click on it, then select Git bash. So I'm now going, instead of using CMD, I'll be using Git bash now. But you can still use your command prompt if you don't have Git bash. So now you can see now that this Git bash is telling me the branch I am currently on. So it makes it easier for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push this day one to my GitHub. I will say git push push origin. I'll say git push origin day one. Push origin day hyphen one. So I'm trying to push this branch to the main to our origin remote. I don't need to explain all these things. So, like I said, I have a full tutorial why I taught all these things. So, I'm saying git push origin day one. So, I'm trying to push this my branch to my GitHub. All right. And if everything goes well, it will be on GitHub now. Okay, so everything went well. So you can see now that everything went well. So if I go to my this tutorial, this one might take a longer time. This might really take a longer time. So just so if I go to Git, I just want to show you what I have done. If I go to GitHub, I'm going to see this day one branch pushed to my GitHub. So just it's loading. But okay, but while it is loading, let's just continue. Okay. So that's the first thing I have done. I have pushed my day one. So all the things that we did in day one now has a branch. So in case somebody wants to, if you just want to focus on what we did on day one, you can go there and clone the branch, or you can just switch to that branch if you want to take a look at what we did in day one. So the next thing I'm going to now do is I'm going to go back to I'm going to switch back to the main branch. Switch. I'll switch back to the main branch. Okay, now I am back on the main branch. So from this main branch, I'm going to create another branch. I will call it day two. I'll say git switch hyphen c day two. All right. So right now, so it has created day two for us. So everything we are going to do in day two will not be on this branch. Okay. So now we are in day two branch. Let me see if my Git has loaded. Okay, so now if I go to um the our this thing is fintech. Okay, our fintech app. So if I go to our fintech repo, All right. So look at the branches now. If I say, if I click on this drop down, you can see now that we have a day one branch. Yeah, so now this is day one. Our day two would also be pushed like this. So we'll have day one, we'll have day two. All the things we did in day one will be in day one branch. All the things we do in day two will be in day two branch. So that's how we'll be doing that. Okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is, of course, I have switched to day two. So what I'm going to do now is to create a directory. I will say make directory. I will call it backend. All right. I will hit enter. It will create a backend directory for us. So I'm going to change cd. I'm going to change directory to backend. I will hit enter. So now I am on the backend folder now. So I'm going to clear what I have here. So this is perfect. Now we are good. All right. So now let us follow our slide. So first thing first, we are going to work with Expressjs, TypeScript, Prisma, and MongoDB. We are going to install all of these things in this day two. So by the end of this day two, we have a professional backend project connected to MongoDB Atlas. We'll be using MongoDB. It is a cloud-based MongoDB database. We are going to use TypeScript for safety. Don't be afraid of TypeScript. Start facing your fears. All right. Like I said, if you also want to learn all these things in my full stack web development tutorial, I have these courses. Okay. So let me see if I can show you that. All these things are there. So um, while it is loading, we are going to. Okay, so I'm going to sign in. Okay, just give me some minutes. Let me just show you something. All right, this platform was created by me, solely by me. I created this platform all by myself. So this is a full stack application. So if I can do something like that, means I can also teach you. All right. So while it is coming up, okay, so I'll go to the dashboard. Okay, it's coming up. So now let's continue. So using TypeScript is safety. It's good for safety. We're going to be using Prisma to connect to our database. All right. We are going to be having a clean structure, a clean folder structure like real world application. So now let's get into it. We are going to be creating a backend engine for our fintech app. Backend is the engine for all web applications. Sure, there is no application on this earth that does not use a backend web application. Even your mobile applications, they talk to a backend. So backend is a skill that you need to have. The front end is like the ATM screens. You know, when you go to the ATM, all right, the screen that you're seeing is the front end, the buttons, all those things that you see. But the back end is the engine. It's where the logic is being processed. So that is what we'll be doing in this our backend logic. So the backend will accept requests from the front end. Now we have created our front end. So our front end will be talking to our backend in this our fintech application. Okay, so the backend will accept request and process it, save data to database, read data from database, you understand? Power things like users, wallets, and transactions. You're going to see all these things. So let us create the backend folder. So we separate frontend from backend so that the application will be easier to manage. So whenever I want to do anything that has to do with frontend, I'll go to the frontend folder. If I want to do anything that has to do with the backend, I'll go to the backend folder. In short, most times, all right, front end application is entirely different from the backend application because sometimes the front end application might be built by a separate team and the backend application will be built by a separate team. The only thing that the backend would now have APIs that the front end can actually call. It is more professional, scalable. So now, first of all, we have to create a directory, a new folder. So that's what we have done. I called my own backend, so you can call your own anything. All right. So once you have done that, you have to change directory to that folder. Now, let us initialize our Node.js application. So if you want to make your folder or your application a Node.js application, you need to first of all run this command npm init -y. So let's go to. So if I come here now to make this backend folder, remember you have to be on this backend. Your terminal has to be pointing to this backend and make sure that you're in the branch, day two branch. So I'm going to say npm init -y. Now this -y is just going to give us the default initialization. So, It's going to give us the initial. Okay, so this is the initial, the default initialization. So we have it now. Then the next thing is to, let's go to the package.json file. In the package.json file, it tracks dependencies, it stores project scripts, and it defines project info. So now let's go to our package.json file. So open your backend, click on package.json file. This is what we have here. But one thing I want you to do first is, you see this type, change the module type to module. Change the type to module. So we'll be using, the module type we'll be using is ES module. We are not going to be using common JS. Okay. Like I said, if you don't understand any of these things I'm saying, I have a full stack web application where I taught all these things. Okay. My network isn't that strong, so let me refresh so that I can. Okay. So now I have a okay, let's browse for a course. Okay. Okay, so now I have if where is it? Where is it? So these are courses I have here. So now this is the one I'm talking about. It contains 13 courses, 13 different courses explain small step by step in details. So it is actually loading. So while it's loading, let us go back to our slide. So now um we first of all, in the package.json, we change this type to module. So you not by default it will come with what's it called, common JS. Just change it to module. That's the first thing. You do that, you save it. Now let us go and install Express.js. Express.js is a library that helps us to create our servers. Like I said, all these things are the things that are available. So you can see now in this full stack, we have JavaScript, we have HTML, CSS, we have Git and GitHub, 20 chapters, 21 chapters. We have advanced tailwind CSS, we have JavaScript mastery, we have TypeScript, we have React mastery, we have Node.js. This will take some time for you to finish, but this is going to give you mastery. This is like you're buying 13 textbooks to that you're going to use as a tool through your journey as a web developer. You'll be following my tutorials on YouTube, all right, but you'll be using this thing to learn deeper, because on this project now I will not be teaching that deep. So if I open something like JavaScript now while it is opening, okay, let's continue. I'll come back to that. So Express.js helps us to create APIs, handle requests from front end, handle back end routes. Now, to install Express.js is a library that a group of people have created to make creating servers easy. I don't know if you have used Apache Server before, or I don't know if you have used IIS, that's for Microsoft. When you use these servers, it is hell. But Express.js with JavaScript and TypeScript, it is very easy. So all you have to do is to say npm install Express. So we are going to install an npm package. Remember, npm means Node Package Manager. So for us to install npm Express, we'll say npm install, or you can say npm I. If you don't want to type install, just say npm I Express. So Express is the package that we want to install. So I will hit enter. It will start installing. While it is installing, I want to take you back to here. So now, okay, so the thing is, because this program I have not paid, all right, the system says that I have not paid for this full stack. That is why I have I have some free classes here. All right, so these are some free classes. If I have paid now, you see everything complete. You see all the 12 chapters here. So this is how we actually teach you JavaScript step by step. So now look at it. Introduction to JavaScript. The first video here is what is JavaScript. After what is JavaScript, you do development environment. We took time to explain all these things one by one. And the next one, you're going to have look at it. So the next chapter is this is like a book. I created it like a book. You'll be after one chapter, you read the next chapter. So the next chapter is JavaScript lexical grammar. Nobody will teach you all these things. They don't teach you these things in free tutorials. They don't teach you this. That is why you have to pay to get more knowledge, get more skills. So if you play this video now, it will play like a video. All right, let me pause it. I don't want to play it. So this is how this program is. So I can also go back to the main course. Okay, so now let's go back to our file. So our Express has been installed successfully. So Express.js is a course that I have, full course that I have. All right. Now let's go back to our slide. Now that we have installed Express.js, let us go to TypeScript. TypeScript prevent bugs, give autocomplete, makes your app more professional than JavaScript. Okay, so to install TypeScript, we need to run this command. We are going to say npm install -d TypeScript txx. So just follow me. Just follow me. Let me show you what to do. Go to your terminal. I think I will clear so that I will have some space. All right, so I'm going to say npm I. Instead that you say npm install or npm I will say npm install -d so that we are telling our Node.js that we are actually installing this as a dependency, as a dev dependency. We're only going to use this package as a development dependency. It's not going to be used in production. So I'll say -d and I'll say TypeScript. I want to install TypeScript. Okay, I also want to install TXS. It is used for running our project. I also want to install at types/node. I also want to install at types / what was it again? What was it again? Sorry. Let me take a look at it. Okay, Express. Okay, all right. So just do exactly what I'm doing. If you have any issues, please drop it in the comment section, or you chat me up privately, or you come to the WhatsApp group or to the community. So npm I-d TypeScript. Make sure you type it correctly at types/node. Okay, so let's hit enter. It will take some time to. My network isn't that too strong, so it will take some time to install. All right, but while it is installing, let me take you back to my platform. So now look at it. So you can see the way we have JavaScript HTML, that's the way we have React, Express.js, Node.js, RESTful APIs with Express.js. So this is how we have all these things. All right. So you take time while you're taking my videos on YouTube, you're actually taking time to read these ones, watch these videos, take these classes and master. Okay, if you bought this full stack web development course, all my projects, all my portfolio project tutorials on YouTube, you get it for free of charge. But if you did not buy this one, you have to pay. All right, you have to pay for this 30 days full stack project. Okay, so but if you have bought that course, every project that I do like this, 30 days project that I do like this, creating portfolio projects, you will get it for free of charge. But if you don't buy that one, you will not get it for free of charge. Okay, all right. So now we have installed our TypeScript. We are good to go. So the next thing we are going to do is to now TypeScript is the language that we'll be using instead of JavaScript. TSS is what we use to start our server and make it auto. The types is something that I don't need to even explain it, now you might not understand what I'm doing here. So now let us go and configure our TypeScript. All right. For us to configure our TypeScript, go to your terminal and run nps txc init. It will create a TypeScript configuration, this thing for us. nps txc -init. So we are initializing our TypeScript. If you're using a framework, had it been we are using a framework like Nest, it's not the Next, it is the Nestjs. We have Nextjs for front end. We also have Nextjs for back end. So Next is for back end. Now we have initialized our look at what it created for us. tsconfig.json. Okay, that's what is created for us. So we are going to do some things here. So our target is ESNet. You can leave it like this. We can go for add this module resolution. We are going to make it bundle. Okay. I don't have all of them offhand. So we are also going to uncomment this. All right, follow what I'm doing. Uncomment this. This is the ones I have in my head right now. Module is not there. Module resolution is this. I think let me go to the slide and see more. So our target is either ES. Okay, let's make our target ES23, or you can leave it ES. Let's make it ES23. Okay. Modularization is node nest. Now, because now we are not going to be, okay, so we are coming back to this. When we go to our Prisma, all right, when we go to install our Prisma, we are going to come back to this. But for now, let us work with what we have. I'm going to use ES module interrupt to be true. So ES module interrupt to be true. Don't we have it here? Okay. ES module interrupts to be true. ES, okay, we'll make it true. So I'm going to come back to this configuration. I'm going to come back to it, okay? So now let's go to, we are going to make some changes because of our Prisma, all right? When I was setting this thing up previously, the Prisma was giving me issues. So we are going to use the Prisma configuration. So why does this matter? The root directory is where, now because when you're writing in TypeScript, TypeScript will be translated to JavaScript later. So the TypeScript compiler is going to look for the root directory for your TypeScript code. Then it will now compile it to a JavaScript code into the out directory. Strict is to catch errors early. So just do all these things. So now let us create our project folder. Let us go into our backend and create a folder called source. So inside of this backend folder, I'm going to create another folder inside of it. I'll call it source. So inside of the source, I will create another folder. I will call it controllers. All right. Instead of source again, I would have another folder called config for our configuration. I will have another folder inside of the source. I will call it modules. Another one, I will call it routes. What else? What else? Then I will create another file. I will call it app.ts. Another file inside of the source. I'll call it what was it called again? Server dot ts. So look at inside of the source. All right. Inside of the source, I have app.ts, I have route. App.ts is an ordinary file inside of the source. I have server.ts, I have route as a folder, module as a folder, controller as a folder, and config as a folder. Okay? Now let's see controllers, routes, modules, config, app. Okay, so we are correct. So now the controllers app, the controllers folder is where we are going to be having our business logic. All right, it helps us to separate our codes. Route is where we are going to be attending to the API endpoints. Okay, modules is the database modules that we'll be using via Prisma. The config is where we'll be configuring our database and app. App.ts is where we'll be setting up our Express app. Then server.ts is where we will start our server. Okay. Then let us in your app.ts go and import Express. Let's go to our app.ts. Let's take it one after the other. So I'll go to my app.ts. Okay, so this is what I could actually do here. I can actually make this. So, okay, so that I can basically be seeing what I'm doing the other side. So first thing first, I will import Express. I will import Express from Express like this. Good. All right, make sure that you followed everything I did. If you're not getting it right now, you just have to go back and start afresh. It's okay. Setup is always a hard thing to do. Setup is always a hard thing to do. And once you passes the setup stage, you can just start writing your code. The next thing is that we are going to create an app from our Express like this. Now, this app is what we are now going to, I'll say, we are going to say app.use. Then we are going to use the express.json. What else? The next thing could be, okay, so let's go to the slide. So we have done this. Okay, so let us create a route for the home page for the home page of this our product, say app.get. So whenever a user asks for the home page of this our server, all right, we are going to have a callback function here. We are going to have a callback function here, and inside of the parentheses, we're expecting a rec and a request and a response object. So inside of it, we are just going to say res.send. So whenever a user comes to this, once the user goes to this page or this URL, we are going to just say Fintech API running. Okay, so this is to confirm that our API is running. So after doing that, I am going to export. So this export default thing is what I taught in modules when we talk about modules in JavaScript. So export default, I'm going to export this app so that I can use it in the server.ts file. So right now, you see, we export it. Now, the next thing is this. What is happening? Express.js.json allows us to read JSON files, JSON data from our request body. Route is used to test if the server is working, and then we are exporting the app to be used in the server.ts. So let's go to server.ts now. We are going to import the app, and then we are going to listen. We are going to listen, okay? So now let's go back to so I will go to the server.ts file, all right? I'm going to import the app. Remember, we exported the app from the um, okay, oh, sorry, um, app.js. Okay, we are good. So now, with your importing, please don't import using TS, import with JS. This is not something I can explain why we are doing this. And this is something we will talk about in when we're talking about modules in JavaScript or in type. So we are using ES module. So ES module requires that we do something like this when we are importing local files. All right. So this is good. So we will first of all now create our port. Our port variable, we are starting our server on port 5000. And then we are now going to say app.listen. So our app will be listening to this port. All right. And whenever we get any request to this port, we are going to run this. We will just console.log. Okay. This is not something I'm going to be explaining here. This is something I have already taught in my FullStack web application course. So now what I have now is this. So I'm going to say server running on port. Now I will now I'm using the template literal. All right. I'm using the template literal. I'm not saying port. All right. So we are good now. Okay. So our server is ready. So you see this file starts the server. So when we go, this file, the server.ts serve the server. That's the code we have written now to start the server and it will listen for requests. So the next thing to do is to go to our package.json and we are going to enter this script in the package.json. All right, we are going to enter this script. So let's go to go to package.json. All right, go to script section. So include this script dev, and this dev will be colon, and it will be, we are using the TXS that we installed, and we are saying what, so that whenever we make changes, it will do it for us. Then where are we getting it from? We are getting it from source and server.ts. That is where our server will be running from. So after you do this, okay, just go, after you have included this, just go to your distance and say npm run dev, and voila, our server is running. Okay, our server confirm. It says server running on port 5000. That is what we have here. So everything is correct now. You see, we said whenever we run this, whenever we start this server, we want this console.log to be run. Now, this is what it is. That's what we highlight. So our server is currently running. Now, now remember that our app.ts is where we are handling requests, right? So if I go to localhost 5000, now that is where our server is currently running, you're going to see that this will be printed on the browser. So let me go and use the browser. I'll go to the browser and I'll say localhost 5000. So this is where the server is currently running. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Drop in the comment section. Come to the WhatsApp group. Talk to me. All right. If you don't have my WhatsApp number, if you're not in the WhatsApp group, if you're not in our class at all right, all you have to do is to drop a comment. All right. Then I would attend to you. Hit enter. You can see it is running. So our backend application is currently running. Even if I go now to use Postman to run this, to have access this server, it is working. So right now our Expressjs, TypeScript, everything is running. So if you have gotten to this point, type in my server is running. Okay, type in my server is running. So now run npm run dev, and your server starts. So go to your local host 5000, and then you should make sure you say http colon hyphen hyphen. Make sure you use this URL. It's your local host. Then you see API, Fintech API is running. So congratulations. Just type in congratulations to me if you have gotten to this level, because setup is the most difficult thing. The next thing we have to do is that we have to now go and set up our MongoDB Atlas account. Now go to MongoDB. MongoDB Atlas is a class-based database. It is free of charge. It has a free tier. It's also perfect for startups. No local installation stress. You don't need to install MongoDB locally. All right, but you will need internet connection whenever you're running your applications. So go to MongoDB Atlas, create a free cluster, create a database user, whitelist, and blah blah blah. So let me take you through the process. Go to MongoDB Atlas. Search for MongoDB Atlas. All right, you will see this is the website. Click on it. All right. It will ask you to sign up. If you don't have an account with them, it will ask you to sign up. All right, just follow the process. For me now, I'm going to sign in. Say sign in. Then once sign in, click on once you're here, click on sign in. Then it says log into your account. You don't have an account, sign up. Just go and sign up. However, signing up is not something I'm going to teach you here. It is the normal way of signing up. Once you have done that, for me, I'm going to sign in. I'm using Google to sign in. Okay, I'm using Google to sign in. So I'm going to use my account. Okay, so sign up, sign in. If you have an account with them, sign in. So of course, it requires a lot of security protocols there. So I'm just going to, I'm in Nigeria. So I will select, where is it again? All right. I will say this is my number. So this is my WhatsApp number actually. So in case you want my WhatsApp number, so 916770450 plus 234 blah blah blah. So I'm going to get a code. Say something went wrong. What happened? Okay, something went wrong. That's not my fault actually. So I'm going to do it again. Okay, I'll say 916770450. Okay, I will click on get code. So I'll be expecting code on my number now. So I'm waiting to get the code. Okay, I've just gotten the code. So 779033. All right, so I am logged in, I'm signed in. So I'm going to show you, once you have signed in, this is what you're going to see. Whether you sign up or you're signing, this is the overview. This is the main page that you're going to see. Okay, it's taking time to load. Now, this is the main thing you're going to see. So this is the clusters I have already created this cluster, but I am going to delete this cluster. All right, because I want to start afresh with I will delete this cluster. Okay, so I'm going to delete it. I will terminate it. It will ask me to enter the cluster name. The cluster name is Fintech App. So I will terminate it. So I want to start afresh. Now, okay, so it will take some time to actually delete. It will take some time to actually delete, but okay, so I have deleted my cluster. So when you come here first time, all right, they're going to give you an organization by default. They're also going to give you a project by default. Now you would also see create cluster. Wherever you see create cluster, make sure you click on it. Okay, and when you're creating your cluster, I have created some clusters before, so you might not see this thing I'm trying to say now. If you're creating your cluster, at a point you will see it will show you where it will show you your username and your password. All right. It's either you copy that password and save it somewhere, or you change it to something very simple that you can remember. I changed my own to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and something like that. Just make it very simple letters. Let it not be something that will need URL encoding. Don't use what do they call it again? All those characters. Is it alphanumeric characters or what did they? All those arts, pound. Don't use those characters as a beginner. So I'm going to create my cluster. Okay. And again, before you even do this, okay, before you even create your cluster, come to the security tab, click on database and network access. All right. So we want to give access to so once you come here, click on IP access list. All right. You would only see one of these by default. Only one will be created for you. But click on add IP address. All right. Click on add IP address. The access entry say 0.0.0.0/0. This would allow your local application that you're creating now to have access to it. For security reasons, this is not okay. But because we are just doing development, it's just tutorial, this will be okay. All right. When you get advanced, you can do more security. But for now, we are allowing any application to have access to this our database. So cancel it. I already have it for me. For your own, just click on confirm. If you want any comment, you can put any comment. For me, I already have my own. So make sure you have add this IP address 0.0.0.0.0 / 0. So confirm. But for my own, I'm going to cancel because I have my own already here. Look at it here. Okay. So let's go back to cluster. Okay. Now create a cluster. All right. Create a cluster and then give it a name. So select the free version. Don't select this paid one, select the free version. All right. Then come back here, give it a name. I'm going to call it Fintech App. Fintech, all right. I'll call it Fintech App. Leave the provider by default, the region, leave everything by default. The only thing you have to do is to select the free one, click on, give it a name, Fintech App. Then I will click on create deployment. All right. Once it is creating deployment for me. Now our fintech app has been created. Okay. So there are different ways we can connect to this our fintech app. So, but for now, I'm going to close it. I'll come back to it later on. Okay. I'm going to come back to it. I'll close it. So this our fintech app. It is being created. So while it is creating, let us go and do some other things. Okay, it is created. So we can actually get connection string, but later on we are going to do that. We are coming to that, okay? So our database is created. So we have done this. So later we are going to collect the what's it called again? The connection string, but not now. So let us go and install Prisma ORM. Let us go and install Prisma ORM. So what you will do is Prisma is a bridge. So Prisma is a bridge between your TypeScript code and your MongoDB. Okay, the MongoDB database that we have created on MongoDB Atlas. So now it prevents you from writing unnecessary SQL and NoSQL mistakes. It makes database code readable. It just makes writing your code better and easier to write. So let's go and install. So what we do is this. Let's go to this URL. Okay, let's go to this URL. Make sure that you're on this URL. Prisma. Okay, so let me take it back. Prisma getting started, Prisma ORM quick start, MongoDB. So let me take it back. Okay, so let's go to Prisma so that it can help you come there. All right. I'll go to Docs. I'll go to Docs, Documents, Docs, Documentation, and then I will come to I'll go to Get Started, Get Started. All right. Then I will go once I am here, get started. I will click on this. Already have your own database. Yes, I will already have a MongoDB database. So we'll click on it. So it takes us to getting started. This. Okay, this is where we are supposed to come to. Okay, this is where we are supposed to come to. Let me confirm. Okay. All right, all right. So this is where we are supposed to come to. So now once you're here, okay, we don't need to do this. We already have our folders. We have done this. So what we need to do, we have already done this. Do you understand? We have already done all this. We have installed our TypeScript and blah, blah, blah. So the next thing we need to do is to copy this first line. We'll copy it. And then we'll go to so I'll come to my terminal and I'll click on this. So let's wait for it to install. Okay, so this is installed. So let's go back again to the browser. The next line is this one, the second one. I'll copy it and then I'll come to here. Then I'll paste it and keep to install. So it is installing. All right, installation is complete. So let's go back to Prisma. All right, then the next step is to make sure in your, don't copy the whole thing, copy from this module. All right, copy from this module. All right, copy like this, what is inside of the object. Copy it, come to your TypeScript config file, this file. Make sure I already have it here. So, but let me still paste it. All right, I'll paste it. Um, have a comma there. Make sure there is a comma between this and the types. Then we already have this strict somewhere. We already have strict somewhere here. So we can just go back and take it out from here. All right. Now, this error message, just leave it. Just leave it like this. Just leave it like this. Okay. Then save. Okay. Now, make sure you have it like this. Module is ESNest. Module resolution is bundler. Target is ES23. ES module interrupt is true. Ignore the precursor is 6. But just leave it like this. Just save it. Okay. So once you have done that, let's go back to. Now, the thing is that this installation process might be different in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years. I'm recording this thing in 2026. All right, so it might be different. So whichever year that you're doing, just make sure that you are actually on this track. Make sure that you're actually on the right track. So the next thing is to say do MPS Prisma. So I will copy it. Okay, so make sure that, of course, our type is module on our package.json. We're using the ES module. We have already done this. Okay, so copy MPS Prisma, go to your terminal, run the code. All right. Then once okay, so we are done. Go back to Prisma. Copy this other one, copy this code, copy it, but we are going to make some adjustment. I will paste it, but because of the way our structure is, our folder structure is, just delete this output, blah, blah, blah. Okay, just leave it like this. Leave the data source like, just leave it like this. Delete the other from the output, delete it. So I'll hit enter. It is going to initialize Prisma for us. It's going to initialize Prisma for us. It will create a Prisma folder. So it has created a Prisma folder for us that has this schema.prisma. It also created this prisma.config.ts. So if you go to this prisma.schema, all right, this error, just leave it. For some reasons, just leave it. Okay, now if you also come here, we already have this. Then our database, our env file, where is it again? It created an env file. So let us go to our cluster and copy and copy our connection string. This is not the connection string that we are using. So let's go to MongoDB Atlas. MongoDB Atlas. So now this is our cluster. So you can either click on this connect from here, all right, or you click on this connect get connection string. So anyone, if you click on this, it will come here, it will bring you here, okay, but I'm not going to use this one. So in case you do not see that option, so you might just click on, if you see this connect or get connection, a connection string, click any of them. But make sure that you're selecting application development. Make sure that you're selecting JavaScript Node.js for your connection string. But if you click on connect, click on drivers, the selected one is Node.js, okay? So this is fine. Then click on copy it. I have copied it. Then I'll go to my VS Code. I'll come to this, my env file. I'm going to replace everything that is here with what I have copied. Okay, so now I will have to change this password. From this angle bracket to the last angle bracket, take it out. Then enter your password. My password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A, B, C, D, E. All right. This is not a serious thing for me, so that's why I have it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E. Then, immediately after mongodb.net / before the question mark, enter Fintech App DB. Now, we have not created, this is the name of the database. We have not created it yet. But once there are some certain things we are still going to do with our Prisma. All right. We are going to push to our database. So save it. Now, once we continue with our Prisma is going to create this database for us. See, this database does not exist. If I take you back to here, if I take you back and if I click on browse collections, we don't have this Fintech App DB. All right. The database is loading. We don't have the Fintech App DB. We don't even have anything at all. Okay. It is loading. We don't have any database on our own, the one we created. So it's still very empty. So we don't have any Fintech App DB here. But as soon as we continue with our our Prisma setup, is going to create it. So Fintech App DB should be between the / and the query, what's it called again? The question mark. So make sure you save it. Okay. Now, the next thing you need to do is, let's still go back to Prisma. Where is it again? Let's go back to Prisma. All right. So these things have been created for us already. We already have it. Okay, in our Prisma created all these things. So let us go and the next thing we are going to do is to add a user model. Okay, but in our case, I have something already. Okay, so the one we are going to be using for this our application. So I'm going to end this so that I can copy the code. So I have something here. So I'm going to copy this model user. So with this code that I copied now, I'm going to put it inside of this Prisma schema.prisma. Okay, below here. So this is like a table. Prisma is going to generate a table for us, a database table. But in MongoDB, we call it a collection. So make sure you save it. Make sure you save it. After saving it, let's go back to Prisma. So after connecting your database, your connection string, then you have added your document or you have defined a data model. That's what I just did. Okay, but here we are not using post. We're only using users. So just make sure you have what I have here. Make sure you have what I have here. Then the next thing is to do nps prisma db push. Okay, I'm going to copy it. I'll go to my terminal and I'll do make sure that you have saved every other thing we have done so far. Hit enter. It's going to connect to our database on MongoDB Atlas. It's going to generate the tables for us. It's going to do a lot of things here. So let's wait for it to come on. Okay, so 0%, 2%, it is coming on. So we just have to wait for it. So while we are waiting for it, let's go back to Prisma. So there should be, okay. So, all right, so everything is cool now. So let's go back to Prisma. Let's go back to Prisma. We have done DB push. So let us instantiate Prisma client. So copy this code. All right, copy this code. Go to, come to the folder, source, go to config, create a file called prisma.ts, then enter this code. If you have followed exactly what I have done, all right, you will not have any error. So this is perfect, but make some changes. Let's do this export default. Let's do this thing, export default Prisma. All right, let's use export default. Okay, now the next thing for us to do now, for Prisma, this will be the last place we are going to use on Prisma. So let's go back to our slide. Okay, so let's go back to our slide. We have done this. Yes, we have done this. So let's go back to our slide. So we are going to create this user.route. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this. So I'm going to create, inside of the source, I have the route folder. I'm going to create, I'll create a file inside of the route folder. I will call it user.route.ts. Okay, inside of here now, I'm going to import routes. Sorry, I'm going to import routes. So I'm going to import router from Express. All right, I'm going to import router from Express. The next thing is I'm going to import our Prisma. I'm going to import our Prisma. All right. Then, oops, sorry. Okay. Then I'm going to, okay, so now let's continue. Let's see. So I'm going to create a router object. So the next thing is to create a router. Router is, okay, I'm going to call this thing a user router because we are going to use it for every route that has every API endpoint that starts with user. So I'll say equal to router. All right, like this. Then I'm going to create, I'll say user router, sorry, I'll say user router dot post. So any post request that comes to this route, all right, and then it is users, okay, like this. Then I'm going to have a callback function inside here. Okay, so inside of this callback function, I'm going to have the request and the response object like this. Then I am going to create now with this what's it called again? With this endpoint, all right, we are going to be handling anything that has to do with user signing up. All right, but I think maybe let's do it this way. Let's make it users slash sign up. It will make more sense. Yes, it is more readable. So users, when they want to sign up, they will call this router. From our front end, we'll call this endpoint. So I'm going to create a user using my Prisma. I'll say, okay, sorry, this is supposed to be an asynchronous. So add async. This is going to be an asynchronous operation, asynchronous method. So these are the things I teach in the full stack web development course that you're going to take. All right. So constant user is equal to, I will say await, and I will say Prisma dot user. All right. Prisma dot user dot create. Okay. You see, this is normally, if you're not using Prisma, you're going to be writing some SQL code in here, but Prisma has made it so good, so easy. So use Prisma.user.create. So instead of the parentheses, put a block like this, and then data. All right. Data is going to be coming from rec.body. And the reason why we are using rec.body like this is because in our API .ts, we already have JSON. We called in this API dot. See, we have already called this middleware. Don't worry, we are going. See, these are the things I teach expansively. I expand it very well in the full stack web development course. Okay, so if you actually buy that course, you'll be taking it one day at a time, until you finish the whole. It is 13 courses inside of the full stack course. So you're going to take it one step at a time. Or even if it takes you 6 months, 12 months to finish it, but it will help you to master. You'll be taking my YouTube tutorial like this, but you will not use the other one to master, because I'm not going to be explaining everything here. Okay, so I'll go back to my user router. So now, after this, I am going to say res.json. I'm going to send back this user that we have created in the database to our guy, to whoever that is making this API call. All right. So what else do we need? So I need to export. Yes, I will need to export default. This is our user router. Okay, this is awesome. We are good now. Okay. So I will save it. Okay. Now export it. So the next thing we have to do is that we'll go to the API app.ts. We are going to import this user routers, and then we are going to include this. So now this will help us handle. So we'll go to the app.ts. Before the let's import. So let's import our user router like this. Awesome. Okay. Oh, sorry. So let's import it like this. Then after this, we might not even be needing this anymore, but let's just leave it. So after it, we are going to say API app.use. Okay. So app.use, any endpoint that starts with API, all right, should use this user router. So there is a way Expressjs actually handles everything for us. So I will save it. Now we are good to go. Our application is good to go. So now, before I continue, let us go and test it. So I will go back to our folder. Let me expand this. So now let us now start our server. If you start our server, npm run dev, hit enter. If everything goes well, okay. Oh, sorry, I said np. It's npm, not pm. npm run dev. I will hit enter. Everything looks good. Awesome. Our setup is complete, very much complete. Our setup is very, very much complete. Now that we are running this on this port, now let me open my Postman. I don't know if you have Postman, but you need to install Postman. Okay. If you don't know how to, you need to install Postman. Okay. But right now our setup is complete. I just want to do some testing. Okay. So I've opened our Postman. So I'm going to use our Postman to test our application now. So before I continue with Postman, back to our database on Atlas. I'll take you to our data. Right now, nothing is in our database. Our Atlas has no our now if I refresh now, you're going to see if I reload now, you're going to see our fintech app because Prisma has created it for us automatically. So you're going to see our fintech app, but while it is loading, let me also go to Postman. Okay, so this is Postman, all right? So I'm not going to be teaching how to use Postman, but before I run this Postman code, let me come back here. I want to show you that we now have the Fintech App DB, all right? If you follow everything that I have done so far, we now have the Fintech App DB. Come on, come on, come on. You can see we have it here. So if I expand it from here, you will see that we have the user collection here. But if I click on the user collection, you see that it is empty. It is empty right now. You see, it has no data. So let me go back to Postman. We are going to create a user data right now. I'll go back to Postman. So our server is running at 5,000, localhost 5,000, and we have API. I want to connect to API /users /sign up. Okay, because that's the API we created. So now I am going to give it I'll go to the body, all right, and I'll select raw. So I'm going to give it our user our user document expects email address and password. So if you know how to use Postman, fine. If you don't know how to use Postman, no problem. So now we are making a request. We are making a post request to this URL. All right, we are making a post request to this URL. This is the URL. This URL will map to what we have here. Remember that we created, look at it. We said this API, remember we are doing localhost 5,000 /API. So it will come in here. The request will come in here. Now we said API, we are using the user router to handle it. So it will go back, it will take it to the user router, it will come here, and then it will bounce here. So this will now, it is a post request, so it will be handled here. Prisma will create the user for us, extracting everything we have in the rec.body, and then it will return this to us. So now let's go back to Postman. Then as soon as I click send, look at what will happen here. It is sending the request. This is a client. This is a front-end client. So it is sending the request to our back-end server. It is taking the request. So it is processing our database, creating the user and everything. Now it comes back with the data. So this is automatically created by MongoDB. This is the email. So this is the password and this is the created at. So now this user has been created in our database. So if I go to what's it called again? If I come back here and refresh, if I refresh now, look at it is empty before we did that post request. If I refresh now, you're going to see the data, the user that has been created here. So this is perfect. Our setup is amazing from front end and back end. So now, if you have gotten to this extent, I want you to type in "Wow, this is amazing." Type in "Wow, this is amazing" in the comment section. Okay. Now we have successfully set up our front end and our back end. So from today, we achieved, we did a backend architecture, Express TypeScript server, MongoDB Atlas connection, Prisma. We did our first API endpoint and we tested it with Postman. So we have a scalable folder structure. So this is how real fintech backend application, every backend application, this is how it works. Okay. So next, and day 3, we are going to start with authentication system. So we are going to be authenticating whoever will have access to our backend service. We'll do password hashing, user registration, login flow. If you have not subscribed to this channel, all right, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Okay, subscribe, turn on notification. And again, if you have not purchased this course, all right, you need to, because day 3 is the last day you will get for free of charge. From day 4 will be for my students who have bought my full stack web development course, or people who have paid for this 30 days fintech app development. Okay, so enjoy day 3. Day 3 is still going to be free, but from day 4, it's either you pay for the course or you actually buy the full stack web development course. You can contact me. Drop in the comment section. If you want to contact me, drop in the comment section, okay? So, but before we end this, I want you to do one last thing. Go to your terminal. Now, remember, just go to your terminal. Let's end this server. Let's end the server. So we might even clear so that we'll have space. So now, remember that we actually created a Git branch. Do you understand? We created a Git branch so that everything we did in day 2 is going to be here. So what else are we going to do? Let us do git add so that we'll save everything that we have done here so far. Then do git commit so that we'll commit it. Do git commit. And then at least this will be, let's call it day 2 backend setup. All right. Now we hit enter. So now let us push this day 2. Now let us push it to GitHub. We are going to say git push origin day 2 so that we will have it in our GitHub repo. All right. Once you do this, hit enter. It will push everything that we have done in day 2 now is in our GitHub repo. So we have saved our file. All right. Even though if anything happens to your laptop now, your GitHub repo would have your files. So after this, the next thing you have to do is let us switch back to, let's say Git. Let us switch back to the main Git switch main. Let us go back to the main branch. Then once you say our main branch is up to date, that's good. So let us merge our main branch with our day 2. Remember, we have to merge it. So we are going to say git merge day 2. So everything that we have done on day 2 is in day 2 branch. So let us merge it. Let us add it to the main branch. So I will say git merge day 2. And then it has merged it. Our main branch now has everything. All right. Everything we did in day 2 branch, we have merged it with our main branch. So now everything is perfect. Everything is amazing. It has added all the files that we have here. Everything that we have, it has added it. So if I take you back to, let me take you to GitHub. All right, just be patient with me. I'll take you to GitHub. Now, this is our GitHub repo. So if I refresh it, okay, it's refreshing. This is in our day 1. We only have this front end in our day 1. But in our day 2, now since I have merged the main branch now with the day 2, we will still have everything here. And let us refresh it first. Okay, let's refresh it so that everything that it will reload, everything we have. Oh, one more thing. I have not pushed my main branch. Look at it. We'll have the day 1 and day 2, but I have not committed. Sorry, I have not pushed my main branch. Okay, so go back to your terminal. All right, let's go and say we'll do git push origin main. So I will push, that is why you are not seeing that back end in our main branch. So it is pushing everything to the main branch, and now everything is cool. So go back to your Git hub, your GitHub repo. All right, we have it here. So what do I do here? So I will refresh. Once we refresh, you see, we have the backend now. You can see now we have the backend. And this backend is from our day 2 branch. Okay. So we have everything in our main branch. And we also have day 1 in a separate branch, day 2 in a separate branch. So day 1 contains all the things we did in day 1. Day 2 contains all the things we did in day 2. But our main branch now, because we merged our day 2 with our main branch now contains everything. So congratulations. If you have gotten to this place, I want you to type congratulations to me. I'm looking forward to day 3. Type I'm looking forward to day 3. Okay, so thank you very much. And then I will see you in day 3.